Hello and welcome. Welcome to a new class, class number 116. Are you ready? Yes. Where were you yesterday at 10 o'clock? Let's see. Could you repeat the question, please? Yes, where were you? ¿Dónde estuviste? Where were you yesterday at 10 o'clock? 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.? Let's see. Where were you? Where were you? Where were you yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning? Oh, at 10 a.m. Let's see. I was outside. Outside? Yes, outside. Fuera. Ah, en la calle. Yes, in Spanish, you say estuve en la calle. O estaba en la calle. In English, no. We don't say I was in the street. I was in the street significa estás en la calzada, no necesariamente en la calle. I was outside. And what were you doing? What was I doing? Yes, what were you doing? I was taking a walk. Really? Were you going anywhere? Yes, I was. Where were you going? I was going to a park. Yesterday, at 10 o'clock. Yes, yesterday I was going to a park. Were you walking slowly or quickly? I was walking quickly. And were you alone or were you with somebody else? Excuse me? Oh, were you alone or were you with somebody else? I was alone. Why were you alone? I was alone because I like to be alone. Do you like to be alone? Yes, I like to be alone. Is it correct to say, do you like being alone? Yes, it's also correct. I like being alone. So yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning, I was walking to a park. Was the park open? No, it wasn't. The park was closed. Ah, good. And where were you yesterday at 2 o'clock? Yesterday at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock midday or 2 o'clock in the morning? 2 o'clock midday. In the afternoon. Let's see. Where was I yesterday? I was at home. I was at home. And what were you doing? At 2 o'clock. Yes. What were you doing yesterday at 2 o'clock? I was having lunch. Yes. What were you having for lunch? I was having paella for lunch. Really? Yeah. Was it good? Yes, it was good. Okay. And where were you yesterday? At 5 o'clock. Let's see. A ver. Let's see. Where was I? At 5 p.m., I assume. I suppose. At 5 p.m., 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I assume. I suppose. Yes, where were you yesterday at 5 p.m.? I was in my hideout. Your what? Where were you? I was in my hideout. I don't understand, Richard. Where were you? I said I was in my hideout. Your hideout? What's that? Don't you know hideout? No, I don't know hideout. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does what mean? Hideout. Hideout? What does hideout mean? What does hideout mean? How do you say hideout in English, in Spanish? How do you say hideout in Spanish? What does hideout mean? Well, there are 3 possible words in Spanish for hideout. Which one do you prefer? All of them. I want to know all of the possible words, Spanish words, for hideout. Well, hideout can mean, puede significar, hideout can mean escondite. Ah, escondite, hideout. Yeah, to hide is esconder o ocultar, to hide. Escrito ide con H, hide, hide. Also, it could be escondrijo. Oh, really? Yeah, a hiding place, a hideout. Also, it can mean guarida. Yeah, the lair. But that's usually for animals as well. Yeah, the lair, the hideout. Mi guarida. And so do you have a hideout? Are you an outlaw? Si soy un forajido. No, I'm not an outlaw, but I have a hideout. And where do you have your hideout? In the building where I live. On the same floor as your flat? No, on a different floor. And how often do you go to your hideout? I go every day. Really? Were you there yesterday? Yes, I was. How long were you there? Where? In my hideout? Yes. How long were you there? I was there for about 4 hours. 4 hours? Were you hiding from somebody? No, I wasn't hiding. Then it's not a hideout. Wow. I call it my hideout. I was there for 4 hours yesterday. 4 hours? And what were you, from what time to what time? From when to when? Yes, from when to when? From what time to what time? I was there, let's see, I was there from about 4:30 to 8:30. No, I was there from about 3:30 to 7:30. And what were you doing during those 4 hours? It's a secret. Come on, you can tell me. You can tell me. I'm your best friend. Come on, you can tell me. What were you doing for 4 hours in your hideout? I was recording something. What? I was recording something. Recording. What does that mean? What does recording mean? How do you say recording in Spanish? Recording is from the verb to record. The verb to record. What does record mean? How do you say record in Spanish? Grabar. Grabar con B o con V? Con B. All right. Good. And so, to record. How do you say disco? Disco de vinilo in English. In Spanish, no, in English. Record. Is the spelling the same? Yes, it is. So, grabar un disco de vinilo is to record a record. The spelling is the same, but the stress is different. It's similar to progress and to progress. There are many words in English in which the noun and the corresponding verb are spelled identically, but the stress is different. In order to progress, you need to make progress. And to have a record, you need to record it. So yesterday I was recording something. Where? In my hideout. Oh, yes, excuse me, how long were you there? I was there for 4 hours. And what were you doing? I said I was recording something. What were you recording? I was recording a show. Good, a show. What kind of show? Kind of. What kind of show were you recording? I was recording a radio show. For 4 hours? No, I was recording a radio show for 3 hours, but taking breaks. So, en total, escuche como digo en total. In all, en inglés solemos decir en todo. In total is correct, but we usually say in all. In all, 4 hours I was there. Okay, now, do you see this book? Yes? All right. Now, I'm going to move it to the center of the table. Do you see my telephone? I'm going to put it on top of the guitar, on the guitar. Do you see this microphone? I'm going to put it on the edge of the table. Do you see Nancy Johnson. This is Nancy Johnson. I'm going to put her in front of me. And do you see the vocabulary booklet? I'm going to keep it, or I'm going to put it in my right hand. Okay? And do you see the translation booklet? Yes? I'm going to put it next to Nancy Johnson. All right. And do you see these the two pink pencils? I'm going to put them on the book. All right. Now, do you remember? Where's the telephone? It's on the guitar. Where's the microphone? It's on the edge of the table. Where's the vocabulary booklet? It's in my right hand. Where's the translation booklet? It's next to Nancy Johnson. And where's Nancy? She's in front of me on the table. And where are the pink pencils? They're on the book, the big book. And where's the big book? It's in the center of the table. All right? Do you remember these things? Good. Now I'm putting the microphone back. Now I'm putting the translation booklet back. Now I'm putting the vocabulary book back. Hi, Nancy. And I'm putting Nancy back. Now I'm putting the pink pencils back in the cup. Now I'm putting the big book back in front of me. And now I'm putting my telephone back next to the other books. Now, remember, where was my telephone before? Where was it? Do you remember? Was it in the center of the table, or was it on the guitar? Was it in the center of the table, or was it on the guitar? It was on the guitar. And where was this book? Was it here, or was it somewhere else? It was somewhere else. Do you remember where it was? Fíjate, dice it was. ¿Recuerdas dónde ello estaba? No, ¿dónde estaba ello? O sea, el libro. Do you remember where it was? Yes, perfectly, Richard. I remember where it was. No problem. Where was it? It was in the center of the table, or in the middle. In the middle of the table. In the middle of the table. The big book was in the middle of the table. Good. Yes. Where was the microphone? Do you remember? Yes, I do. I remember where it was. Well, where was it? Where was it? Yes, where was it? It was on the edge of the table. En el borde, eh? Yes, it was on the edge. Escrito edge. Deje en medio. Edge. 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 It was on the edge of the table. Yes, but do you remember, was it on my left or was it on my right? It was on your left. Yes, it was right here, right? It was right here. Do you remember? It was right here. It wasn't here. It wasn't over here. It was over here, right here, next to me on my left. Yes, and do you remember where Nancy Johnson was? Yes, I remember where she was. Really? I remember perfectly where she was. Oh, where was she? She was in front of you. Yeah? Was she looking at me? I don't know. Well, nope. She was looking at the buildings. All right. All right, Nancy, mírame. She's not looking at me. Look at me. Nope. She doesn't pay any attention to me. Apparently she's not interested in me. All right, so Nancy Johnson was in front of me. Good. And do you remember where the vocabulary booklet was? El que viene aquí con el trío magnífico, the Magnificent Three. Do you remember where the vocabulary booklet was? Yes, I remember where it was. Well, where was it? It was next to Nancy. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. You don't remember where it was. Yes, I do. I remember perfectly well. I remember perfectly well where it was. It was next to Nancy. No, it wasn't. Where was it? It was in my right hand. Don't you remember? Don't you remember? It was in my right hand. It wasn't next to Nancy. It wasn't in the middle of the table. It wasn't on the edge of the table. It wasn't on the guitar. And it wasn't on the floor. And it wasn't floating in the air. It was in my right hand. I was holding it right here in my right hand. Really? Okay. Yeah, and where was the translation booklet? Okay. Well, if the vocabulary booklet was in your right hand, then the translation booklet was next to Nancy Johnson. Correct. Yeah, you were confused. You were confused. You said that the translation book, you thought the translation booklet was in my right hand and the vocabulary booklet was next to Nancy Johnson. No, the opposite. And where was? No. Where were the pink pencils? I don't remember. I don't remember where they were. Come on. Think. Think. Where were the pink pencils? I don't remember where they were. Come on. Use your memory. Jog your memory. Where were the pink pencils? Let's see. Ah, now I remember. They were on the book. Yes, but which book were they on? This one, or this one? Which book were they on? Well, they were on the big book. This one. The one in the middle of the table. Yes. They were on this one. And where were the other pencils? The rest? Yes, where were the rest of the pencils? I don't remember. Well, where are they now? Well, they're in the cup. Okay, they're in the cup now. And where were they before? What? The rest of the pencils. Remember, the pink pencils, were on the book. And now they're on the book as well. Now they're on the book too. And the rest of the pencils are in the cup. And before, when the pink pencils were on the big book in the middle of the table, where were the rest of the pencils? Come on. Where were the rest of? Rest of. Uso la T de rest, de trampolín, hacia la O de of. Rest of. Restante, rest of, rest of, rest of, rest of. Where were, repito de nuevo, la diferencia fonética aquí. Where were. Los británicos probablemente dicen where were. También hay diferencia fonética. Los americanos, o por lo menos los tejanos como yo, aspiramos la where. Where were. Por eso no decimos where nunca después de comer ajos. Where were the pencils? Where were the rest of the pencils before? They were in the cup. In which cup? Richard, there's only one cup. Why do you ask which cup? Oh yeah, there's only one cup. So they were in that cup, in the musical cup. That's right, Richard. Okay, good. Tell me to put the yellow pencils back. Richard, yes. Put the yellow pencils back, please. Que bien, has dicho please al final. Yes, not at the beginning. I don't like please at the beginning. Say, please. You're imploring. So, I'm putting the pink pencils back in the cup together with the rest of the pencils, or along with, junto con, along with the other pencils. Along, como a lo largo de, along, together with, along with, I'm putting right now, conforme te hablo, right now, as I'm speaking to you, and at the same time, simultaneously, I'm putting the pink pencils back in the cup, together with the rest, along with the rest. Now, all the pencils are together in the pink cup. The pink pencil, in the pink cup, in the cup. The pink pencils aren't on the table anymore. They're not in my hand anymore. They're not on the book anymore, because they are back in the cup with their fellow pencils, sus compañeros lápices, their fellow pencils. Okay. Was, were. All right. Let's begin with, let's begin. We're not going to finish today with list number 10? Yes, list number 10. I think. List number 10. All right. That's right. Are you ready? Estos números son erróneos. These numbers are wrong. Wrong. The opposite of right. Right and wrong. Right and wrong. Right is correcto. Okay, tienes razón. Tienes razón is you are right. No tienes razón is you are wrong. You're right, you're wrong. You're right, you're wrong. I'm right, I'm wrong. I'm right. Siempre tengo razón. I'm always right. I'm never wrong. I'm always. Hay una ciudad en Suecia que se llama Malmo. Así, I'm almost always right. No, almost always no. I'm always right. Siempre tengo razón. I'm always right. I'm never wrong. Ahora, casi siempre tengo razón. I'm almost always right. I'm hardly ever, casi nunca se dice, hardly ever. I'm hardly ever wrong. Right and wrong. Right and wrong también en el plano filosófico, en el plano de la ética y la moralidad, es el bien y el mal. Saber diferenciar el bien del mal. To know the difference between right and wrong, between good and bad. The difference between right and wrong. Estos números son erróneos. These numbers are wrong. W muda al principio. Wrong. Tus respuestas son correctas. Your answers are right. Your answers are right. ¿Quiénes son aquellas personas? Who are those people? Who are those people? ¿Son difíciles estos ejercicios? Are these exercises difficult? Difficult sin ese. Difficult is adjetivo. Are these, those no, these. Are these exercises difficult? Yes, they are. No, they're not. ¿Qué son estos? What are these? What are these? Sí, ¿qué son? Yeah, what are they? They're pencils, all right? Somos de Estados Unidos. We're, Nancy y yo, we're from the United States. We're from the United States. We're from the States. We're from the U.S. We're from the U.S. or the USA. ¿De dónde sois? Where are you from? ¿De dónde son ellos? Where are they from? Who? Luigi and Anna Barghini. Where are they from? Yes. Where are they from? Where are they from? They're from Italy. What part of Italy are they from? They're from Verona. Is Verona in the north or in the south of Italy? Verona. It's in the north of Italy. Is it a pretty city or an ugly city? Verona, it's a very pretty city. Is it important? Verona, yes, it's important. Is it famous? Yes, it's famous. Why is it famous? It's famous for many reasons. Well, give me one reason. Well, one reason, it's very pretty. It's a beautiful city. Give me another reason. Another reason, it's in Shakespeare. Yes, the city of Verona is in Shakespeare. Romeo and Juliet. Do you remember? They're in Verona, I think. They're in Verona. The Montagues and the Capulets. In Spanish, de los Monescos, los Capuletos. The Montagues and the Capulets. Romeo and Juliet. Just like Romeo and Juliet, Romeo was from Verona, and Juliet was from Verona too. They were both from the same city, but they were from different families, and the families were enemies. They weren't friends. Fíjate en la pronunciación de weren't. Yo no he dicho weren't. Weren't, dos sílabas, no, weren't. Weren't. They weren't friends. The two families were enemies. They weren't friends. But Romeo was in love with Juliet, and Juliet was in love with Romeo. They were in love with each other. And that was a big problem in Verona. And that was a big problem for the families. And that was a big problem for the lovers. And the story was sad. It was a sad story, and it was in Verona. All right. So, estamos delante de ellos. We're in front of them. You're in front of me. I'm in front of you. I'm in front of the buildings. I'm not behind the buildings. Nancy Johnson is in front of me. Hello, Nancy. Nancy, no me hace caso. She doesn't pay any attention to me. Nunca. She doesn't pay any attention to me. And now she's standing. Estás de pie, no? Yeah. Now she's standing in front of me. All right. Yes. Ellas están al lado de nosotros. Ellas. They are next to us. Yeah. They're next to us. They're not behind us. They're not in front of us. And they're next to us. All right. Number 11. We haven't finished. But tomorrow I'll be back to finish this and much more.